So I get the question all the time is like, Oscar, which one is the best brush that you're using? Which one should I purchase? And it's funny because it doesn't really matter, guys. I mean, look, there's all these different types of brushes at different price points. But you know what? At the end of the day, you're gonna be doing this and you're gonna be removing dust or debris or dirt off of a surface. So in this video, I'm gonna get too in depth, but I'm just gonna kind of review these brushes that I have from actually Detail Factory, Detail Buddy. I'm not sure, but all the links will be down below for you to check out. And I just kind of want to give you a run through of like, I don't know, they're just brushes. Like I've never put this much thought into it. Like I just look at a brush and I purchase it and then I go use it. Like I don't put much thought into just the brushes that I'm using. But anyhow, I know you guys like to know what I use, why I use it, where I use it. So we'll be covering that in this video. So these all kind of have different price points. Like these 4 brushes from Detail Factory. Yeah, Detail Factory. These orange and blue ones. These 4 were $50. So these are by far the most expensive that I purchased. Don't know the brand name on this one. Links down below. I think I want to say there's a pack of 5 for $15. And this is Detail Buddy. I've had these for a while. And I think it was like a pack of 4 or 5 as well for like 12 or 14 bucks. So, you know, so there's 2 that I have, let's say 15 bucks, and then another set that were $50 as a whole, you know, for four brushes. Now, is there a difference in quality? Yes, flat out. Like the Detail Factory ones are like superior to all the other brushes I've used in terms of the bristles, in terms of the handle, in terms of how it feels, in terms of like the color of it. It's a lot more durable, and you can tell you're paying for quality because how it's built. For instance, on the handle itself, like this is made out of wood, I guess. This is like out of plastic, better than wood. But here, once it gets wet and it gets wet several times, you can just tell it's gonna be eaten away at. It'll get chipped at. It'll get soggy. It'll deteriorate, and it'll eventually just kind of, if you keep on getting it wet for whatever reason, maybe you're using it for exterior, then yeah, it'll get bad because of it's wood and there's water. Same thing here, this plastic part, over time it'll start coming off and the bristles start coming off because you're kind of sliding it up and down. It's kind of pulling on some of these bristles here. This one I haven't had an issue with it, but still I had some pop off already. And these types of bristles are just kind of more synthetic-y than like a boar's hair brush. So this is supposed to be boar's hair. It was a cheap boar hair. That's not, just kidding. But so this is boar hair. This is, let me get the other one actually. I want to say this is boar's hair, but don't quote me on that. And this is like more synthetic-y. And so this one is although it's still soft, it's still aggressively soft, if that makes sense. Like where it's not like a little feather where you can't agitate something. So you're still gonna get great agitation power from here. This one, it just feels different. Like it's not loose. Like it feels more stiff. Maybe it's because I've been using it for a long time. But out of these 3, my favorite ones, yes, so far are the Detail Factory ones. But I just recently, like in the last 3 months, purchased this. Maybe like the last 2 months, I've purchased the Detail Factory brushes. For the last so many years, like it's been like a Detail Buddy or this one or another brand that I use that were like 15 bucks for the brushes. What's shaking? 15 bucks for the brushes. So I know, like, I don't know. I mean, I just never had that mindset. But like a lot of you are like, I want to use the best, or like I want to save up for those because they look good, or like. So the Detail Factory ones are by far superior to all the other ones I've used. But this brush makes no difference in terms of the outcome you're gonna get once you actually start cleaning whatever surface you're cleaning, whether it's the interior and the exterior. Yes, as I just said, you can argue and say this one's gonna last longer. The bristles aren't gonna come out as much. It feels better in your hand. Like, yes, of course, there's no debate there. But in terms of like, you just need to get a brush to go work, I would recommend any of these 2 as well because they're gonna get the job done. This one, I would definitely, like this whole set of brushes, I would kind of retain them more for the interior or perhaps the engine bay. If you're looking for like a brush to do like emblems in the grill and not scratch the surface, I wouldn't recommend this one in my opinion, just because they are a bit more stiff and not as soft as, let's say, the Detail Factory and especially the detail buddy and the detail factory brushes. And just going back to that wooden part, is that like it's gonna break, like whether it gets, you get it wet and then you drop it, you step on it, it's gonna break. As you can tell here, this is breaking. I always hold it from here now instead of up here. The bristles are getting all ugly and such. This one, you're not gonna have that problem from Detail Factory, just because again, like it's super high quality. I haven't, when I first started using it, some of the bristles were still coming out. Nothing like the other brushes I've used, but maybe that's just normal. When you first start using it, you're just gonna kind of lose some of those loose ones. But I would say, yeah, this is far superior in quality. Now, if you need brushes, if you're just getting started and you're looking at building up your arsenal of tools and products, would I recommend you get a Detail Factory brush? No, you shouldn't do that. Like, you shouldn't spend $50 on 4 brushes when you can spend $15 on a set of 5 and then put that money somewhere else. And not that that's a big difference in price, like in the grand scheme of things, like if you're just comparing 15 to 50. But if you have that mindset of you want these 4 brushes for $50 as compared to 5 or 4 brushes for 15, you're probably applying that same mindset into literally everything else in your startup cost. So you might be saying, hey, instead of getting a by the way, in reality, I always put my hair in a man bun, But when I do videos, I just wear a hat. So I actually have pretty long hair now, and it's always in a bun. But during videos, and then it kind of sweeps out in the back, which is like funny looking. I don't like this part, but I also don't care, so whatever. So the same thing you're probably doing with the brushes is you're doing with literally everything else, where you can you can get started in your business with the Griots Garage 6-inch polisher. Absolutely no problem. It's gonna get the job done. It'll correct paint. You can restore headlights. You can clean carpeting with, you can do it with this. But you're gonna be saying, oh, well, you know what? Just a little bit more money, which is like $150 more actually. I can get this one. It's gonna last longer. It's a newer version. I'm gonna be more productive. I'm gonna make my money back quicker. And the reality is, like, dude, you just have to start first. Like, don't worry about oh, I want to get the best right now because it'll last me longer. No, just get what you can for what you need and then progress and upgrade as you go along. And every review video that I make, I'm starting to add that disclaimer of look, you don't have to go for the best. Don't just because you see me do it or someone else does it or uses something doesn't necessarily mean you have to use that one. Start small, buy what you can with what you have for the services you're going to offer, and that's it. If you give me a trashed interior and you need me to clean it and you give me these 2 brushes, I'm gonna get the job done. If you give me a trash interior and I need to clean it and you give me these 2 brushes, I'm gonna get the job done. And yes, if the interior has to get done and you give me these brushes, I'm going to get the job done. So don't get too caught up in oh look, Detail Factory, those are Premier. All of these will work. Choose the one that best fits your budget. You can always upgrade as you go along. Some of these I've been using for a very long time. They're still holding up, granted not in the best condition, but they're still getting the job done 110%. Let me know what's your favorite brush, if you're using a different type of brush, the brand. Leave those all in the comment section down below, and check all the links will be down below, as well as the machines, if you're interested. Other than that, I am going to see you on the next one.